Hi everyone. Today I am sharing 5 things that I am doing to help me get unstuck. So I recorded a video yesterday where I was just very emotional. It was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back for me, and it was just the cap of just what felt like a crappy week. And I ended up, I guess, my version of a meltdown. I had a bit of a meltdown, and I said to my husband that I'm tired. I'm tired. I feel like, the last couple of weeks has just felt really hard. It has felt really difficult to stay optimistic. It has felt really difficult to feel like I lost my connection to my why. And I'm documenting this journey for myself, but also hopefully for you, because I wanted to share with you, how I'm trying to hit the reset button and just pick myself up and like start again. Like every day is a new opportunity to start again, right? So, last week was just a trying week. I spoke in the previous video how, it started. I mean, it had started with, like a client that I did an intake with ended up not paying me for 2 hours worth of work. And it was just completely frustrating and disheartening. And I just had this feeling of losing hope in humanity, right? Like, yes, I did not do the things that I should have done to get paid, to put the credit card on file, just follow up, just send confirmations, do all the things that I should have normally done. I did not do those things. And but even still, like, there's an element of, when you trust humanity, you just believe that, like, things are going to work themselves out, right? So I had this notion of, this client, while these things, I didn't follow my typical format, like, I just believed that she would pay, and she didn't. And then it ended up being my fault, which I will take responsibility for that. But it ended up being my fault. And it was just an overall crappy feeling, right? And I think it was just the beginning. I don't want to say the end, but it was just this beginning of this unraveling for me, where I had been feeling like I am setting myself up to thrive more in 2025, and like, seemingly I was just stuck everywhere, right? Like, I'm trying to get to my goal weight. My weight is the scale was not budging. Like, just this thing with the client happened. Then my garage door didn't open, and we spent, I don't know, like, my husband and I, like, 2 hours trying to troubleshoot, because it was over the weekend. My kids, have been sick, and there's snow days, and we've had to readjust our, like, just our schedule, and that's stressful to readjust for snow days. The like, it was just. And then I got my, I no, I'm sorry, like, it was yesterday, my car did not start. And so, we were on our way to start the day and get the kids going, and it's Monday, and it's the day after the Super Bowl. And and you're, like, exhausted, and you're tired, and kids have been, like, just sick, and there's that comes with it. And then my car does not start. Oh, and then that was in addition to hearing about the passing of a friend's father, who, she was one of my best friends, and she herself had passed away. So we're coming up on the anniversary of her birthday and her passing. And then to hear that her father recently passed away, it was just like a lot, right? My husband and I were, like, of the sandwich generation. We're older. My husband is in his 50s. I'm in my late 40s, but we have these young kids, and we have older parents, right? I lost my mother-in-law last year. So we've been really trying to emotionally be present for my father-in-law. My mom was sick, and yes, granted, she just got a, all clear in her diagnosis, but it's just, it's always feels like it's something. And then my car didn't start, and I, had to go bring my car, drop the kids off, get the car to the auto mechanic. Then I had an eye appointment where I was, it was discovered, which I already knew, that my eyesight has significantly deteriorated. And I just like had this complete meltdown. And on top of the realization that like everything that I was trying to manifest into my life, it's like not happening, right? And I understand that you're on the universe's timeline and what have you, but I was just like, things that I'm trying to manifest are not coming to be, and it's really effing hard, and I'm like tired and I'm over it, and I just cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. I cannot see the silver lining in all this, and that's just where I was yesterday, and I accept that, and that's just where it is, and I like, I just sat with these moments of crying. It's just, I cried on and off all throughout yesterday, because it was just this feeling of sadness, right? And an awareness that, the things that I want to manifest, again, just this underlying awareness of like, I just don't believe that I can have good things, right? I just don't believe that I did good things. I don't even want to say that, because I am blessed beyond measure, right? But it's just like, man, it just feels like it's always hard. And so I gave myself a good cry. I sat in meditation, and what came through in meditation was the word resign, was the word resignation. And maybe because all this talk of like stuff that's happening in the news with resignations happening, and this and change of politics, I don't know. But really what came to me in my meditation was the word resignation. And but it was the kind of resignation that it was just like, not give up, but accept. And I don't know the formal Latin origin of resignation, but it was just like acceptance. Acceptance of what is, accepting of what is my current state. Just resign yourself to accepting that this is where you are. Stop fighting where this is where you should be, or this is, you're not where you want to be, you're not where you're at, you're not, like you should, and they should have, these people should just, and I should just, and I'm not as far along as I should be, like all of these things that showed up for me. I think the universe just kind of said to me, like, accept your reality, right? Accept that this is where you are in this moment. And that is not to say that you just have to put your hands up and say like, I give up, but there's an aspect of, I surrender to fighting against the tides, just fighting against what I think something should be, and just accept where I am today, right? And I think, often we need these constant reminders, right? Like, things are not working. And is that the universe testing you? Is that the universe telling you like that you're going in the wrong direction? Is it that, my own thoughts, my own negative beliefs are sabotaging me? It was this moment of, I need you to pause. I'm just gonna just need you to pause and accept where you are. And when that happened, it was just this level of relief. I can't even, it's like, it's not like it's like, oh, I'm happy with that, the scale isn't moving, or I'm happy that the client screwed me. I'm not happy that like I'm struggling to be in the sandwich generation. It was just like, just accept that this is what it is, right? And when I could accept that, I kind of just like said, I need your help, like guidance from the universe. And I have to, and I don't want to say leave it in God's hands or leave it in the universe's hands, but it was just sort of like, okay, like me doing this my way is not working, and so I have to be open to doing something different. So what that meant was, really, I don't know what that means, but what that meant for me is that I I sort of said to myself, these are the 5 things that I'm going to do to just hit the reset button. And I hope that this is helpful for you, because if you're feeling stuck, I mean, we're in February, so it's still early in the year, but I think most people are feeling like, man, I had such momentum, or I had such hope, or I was like, this is the year that I'm going to thrive. And I feel like many of us are just stumbling through this new year, and it feels frustrating, and it feels overwhelming, and it feels like, man, why is nothing changing, or why are things not getting better, or why do things not feel better? At least this is how I feel, right? And seemingly a lot of people that I do, my clients are feeling the same way. Just people in my family, my life, it's just like, man, like this was supposed to be a good year, and it's not turning out great. Like I'm not getting the wins, right? So the things that I have decided to do is the things that, not, I can't even say that I can control, but I think it's just saying to myself, okay, I'm going to hit the reset button, and then what can I do? And so the 5 things that I have started to do, and this has just been in the last 24 hours, is going back to my why. Like, why do I want to foster change? Why do I want to promote change? Why do I want to manifest the things that I want to manifest? Why? Why? And then going back to my why. The second thing is just cleaning up, organizing, decluttering. There is just something, again, I think about just saying to yourself, your environment is often a reflection of what's going on in your mind. And you're not going anywhere until you can tackle some of the things, like in your environment, right? And so for me, that has meant a little bit this morning of clearing off my desk. Now, like my desk still looks a hot mess a little bit, but this is what I'm tackling. These are the things that I'm saying, you know what? We're going back to ground zero, and some of the things that I need to do is to organize, declutter, put mail away, file things. And what ended up happening is that I realized, like, I had my license, my renewal, my motor vehicle registration that had been sitting under my desk under all these piles. And as I started to go through it, it's like, oh, this expired in November, right? And so, like in all of my hubbub, or I don't know, being distracted or not focused, I didn't even tackle or realize that I have, my registration that I need to do. So it was one of those things I'm like, okay, just got that taken care of. I had tax filings that I needed to file away. I needed to start to create my tax folder for my accountant. I just had papers lying around. So it's just starting to organize and just create like a clutter-free environment. And I think, and again, I just am saying to myself, these are the things I can control. These are the things that, like, in my hubbub of like my distractions, I'm not even doing things like clearing off my desk, paying off, bills, filing away paperwork that needs to be filed. What better way to do it while I'm in this acceptance or resignation mode of just, let's just clear some clutter, right? The other thing that I did was I sat a little bit with myself. I have had these, working on my vision board. I, I, I had these, like newspaper of magazine clippings and I have them still, right? And I have not done anything with them. So this is what I decided to do, is that I'm going to go back a little bit to working on my vision board, because I really have not sat with myself like for a full afternoon to just get it done. And I think that's been the problem, is like, well, I don't have a full afternoon. And so I said to myself was like, okay, I have a half an hour. What can I do with half an hour? And that is going to be the thing that I do for half an hour. I started to fill in my and I don't want to call it a sketchbook, but like I started to fill in like my vision notebook, right? And this is one of the activities that you just sit with, going through magazines, or you're going through newspaper clippings or something, and you just find things that call to you. Now this is my 2025 and it's February. And so, it's just like putting things in my little scrapbook here that is just a reminder of, my why, all of the things, right? So it's just doing these little bitty things that I am saying to myself, let's just get back to ground zero. I have to catch up on notes, right? So part of my afternoon is going to be devoted to catching up on my notes and doing all my paperwork and calling insurance companies and kind of following up with that, following up with clients where I needed to send them, some resource guides. So I'm going to be working on that. And so there is this aspect of, there's a lot of loose ends that I am saying to myself, you know what, let's just tie up some loose ends and just focus on tying up the loose ends and not try to focus on like where I'm not in my life, right? Where am I not? Like, why is this so hard? Why do these bad things keep happening? It is just saying to yourself, where are there some loose ends for you, and go through that. Like, if you need to cut some paper clippings, if you need to, take out the trash, if you need to start to declutter a room where you keep saying like, oh, I'm going to donate a pile of something, make a plan that you're going to donate a pile. That's going to be a task that I have for myself tomorrow, where I'm going to go through my kids' clothes, and whatever's outdated, I am going to just, I am just going to put that in a pile for donation and make a plan for that, like on Friday, to go to the donation place and drop it off. Right? I'm working to close up some loose ends and sort of say to myself, and I can't even say that it's about giving myself some wins. It's about doing these things in real time that just allow me to sort of say, okay, like I am creating space in my mind for really the good things that are coming, right? The good things that are coming. The I don't want to say the abundance, because I have abundance, but for the things that I really want to manifest, I'm creating space for the things that I want to manifest to come to fruition. So I hope this is helpful. This is, again, something that I just said, you know what? I got nothing done yesterday because I was at the shop waiting for my car, and then so this was the other thing. I chose to listen to some positive, I don't know, was it positive stories, right? Actually, it was, stories of adversity. Listening to other people's stories of adversity, is just a reminder that you're going to go through the crap. You're going to go through the mud, and you need to go through the mud. And these are the times of testing your mettle, testing your grit. And so listening to stories of adversity and being inspired by people who are working through it, helpful. This morning I've been listening to stories of hope, like just, you can do this, rah, rah, like Neville Goddard, Louise Hay, just listening to messages of hope also is helping me to just kind of say, okay, Ed, like this too shall pass. You you are in a period of growth, you are in a period of friction, you are in a period of sadness, you are in a period of hopelessness, you are in a period of just overwhelm. And okay, like this comes with the territory, and it's okay to feel those feelings, but you get yourself back up, right? And so doing those things, I think, are helping me to just, I don't want to say live through another day, but just sort of like navigate the journey, navigate through the day. So I hope that this was helpful. I would love to hear, if you're feeling stuck, how can I support you? If you're feeling stuck, what have you done to, pick yourself back up? Because when I say resignation or resign yourself to what is, it's not to give up. It's just to accept where you are and to say, how can I move the needle today? And if that means that I just take out the trash, if it means that I just go through a pile of clothes, if it means that I just file some paperwork, well, then I'm moving the needle. So I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.